everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Defender Roundtable, where we are here to talk about what everybody's talking about right now, and that is that Super Bowl performance from Kendrick Lamar at this year's Super Bowl, where the Philadelphia Eagles took home the title. I'm rooting for them for Jalen, but we are talking about Kendrick Lamar. And there's some discussion in our community on, was that one of the best Super Bowl shows, halftime shows ever? Now, for me, I don't know what Kendrick was saying half the time, just because I like my old school rap, slow and screwed and slowed down. But that wasn't a performance. That was a message. So let's have the Defender team weigh in. Clyde, we're going to start with you. Wasn't it the great?
So I thought it was a good performance. I did not think it was a great performance at first, just off of the strength that I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I expected him to at least give me a couple of his hits. You know, he gave a lot of the songs that he was singing were off of his new album that just dropped a couple months ago. And I'm like, hey man, you have some bangers. You only got a couple that would get that vibe of entertainment and get people dancing and moving, but you didn't pick those. And I understand, being a Kendrick fan, you got to go deep with him. So there's going to be subliminal messages, underlying stuff. It's going to go deep. You have to listen to a Kendrick album about 6 times to really be able to understand what the brother is really trying to say. That's not what people are looking for at the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that the message that he gave across was not positive, pro-Black, necessary, absolutely. But don't tell me he had the greatest Super Bowl performance ever. I could go down the list. Beyonce didn't beat her out. Bruno Mars didn't beat her out. Usher didn't beat him out. And I'm not hating. I thought out of a 10, I give him a strong 6.5.
Sounds like hate
Terrence,
to me.
what say you? So I will let you jump in.
So I'm like most people from Generation X and older. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just know 2 Kendrick Lamar songs, Not Like Us, and the song from Black Panther. But my antenna perked up when I saw Serena doing the Crip Walk, and I knew that there had to be a whole lot that I was missing from that performance, but I still don't know what it was, because I hear people talking about how powerful it was. Like Rashonda, you talking about there was messages. Please break down them messages for me.
Well, the messages, Blacks have always been entertained, but this wasn't about being entertained. I understand the Super Bowl wasn't the time. Let's bring our sports guy in here.
Well, see, I feel bad because, I mean, I sat there and I watched that performance and I really enjoyed it. I was into it. I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan per se. You know, I didn't even, half the songs he performed, I didn't even know that those were his songs, right? But I was thoroughly entertained. I was one of those people saying, "Oh, this is one of the best performances I've seen in a long time." I mean, I thought the artistry of it was great. The messaging just got lost on me. And to Swat's point, I didn't even realize that was Serena at first until my daughter came back and said, "Hey, you know," I guess she was reading some of the posts, and she came back and said that was Serena, because I said that woman looks like Serena, but I didn't think it was her. And so, I mean, I guess the whole thing got lost on me because I was one of those fools that was just sitting there being entertained. I mean, you know, and waiting on the second half to start because I wanted to see if the Eagles could hold on and do what needed to be done, and that they did. But I mean, that's what it was. That's what it was for me.
You know how the pastor says you're gonna get that on the way home? That's what that was with Kendrick. Come on, Laura, we're gonna let you weigh in.
Yeah, I mean, you all pretty much said what needed to be said. I expected Kendrick to do this type of performance. I was not expecting Beyonce. I was not expecting any of that by any means. So the fact that people would say, "Oh my gosh, this is the most boring," like, if you don't listen to Kendrick, that's exactly what you thought the performance was going to be.
Absolutely.
So I, from my perspective, saw it to be a great message. This is Black History Month. This has been a great Black History Month, actually. We already have Beyonce at the Grammys. We had Doechii at the Grammys. We have Kendrick at the Grammys. He killed it. The message, yes, I believe this message needed to be had on the biggest stage in US, I believe. And you can't say wow, like was this a good time to do this type of performance? When is it a good time? We have Trump in office. Is this a good time to have him in office?
So,
No.
so what was the message though?
But this is
Let me-
no. But there you go. What the two things that were said that make the most sense. Laura said it. If you are familiar or if you are a fan of Kendrick Lamar, this is what you expected. This isn't what you know what I'm saying? You weren't looking for the Usher, looking for you knew you weren't going to get that type of performance. But the one thing I will say, and this is where I think a Swad's piece comes into, I would just want to understand everything that was going on. One thing I will give Kendrick, this brother will not take his foot off of Drake's neck. Brother, you won. I mean, you won every round. I mean, even having Serena up there because Drake dated Serena. SZA was performing. He dated SZA. You know what I'm saying? And looking directly into the camera and saying, "Hey, Drake," and smiling.
But to me, that was just not, you know, and finding out all of that background, and he just became to me just the king of pettiness. I mean, and I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, you know, y'all are millionaires out here. What y'all got to be mad about? Quit tripping.
But to me, that's he's still doing the selling. He's still giving the black people what they, you know, the those that want to be entertained. He's still giving them those. But the message, what you were saying, Aswad, from the very beginning, you had the blacks that were make up the flag to show that this country was built on the backs of black people. You know, just he took the culture and made it cool. It went over some people's heads.
I just want to say, you just said that. How many people watched that last night in the moment and got it?
Yeah, but they got it like the pastor said on the way home.
On the way home. On the way home. So that's why I'm just like, I'm a huge, like Laura said, he gave us what we expected him to give us. Every Kendrick album, he's become more and more advanced. And every time you listen to his music, you have to listen to it 6 or 7 times to be able to understand what's going on. Same thing with this performance. You're going to find gems until the end of the year. But it's the Super Bowl. And I know people might be mad and say, oh, no, we have to give this messaging. I don't think the messaging was that clear. Because you've got a lot of black folks asking, like the Swad just said, what was going on?
Did we do a round table after Beyonce?
Home because I'm still not getting it. But what I've been hearing is there's a whole lot of stuff that was hidden. Like a whole lot of people were telling me that he was really calling out Trump right in front of his face.
But Samuel Jackson.
I'm not mad that I didn't get it in the moment because it's generating this conversation that goes on well past the end of that performance.
Facts. But if the messaging was for us and we don't get the message,
the message
but we're talking about it right now.
We're giving clarity. Right. Facts. We are, which is necessary. But the thing is, we got to make sure these conversations are having other places so folks can say, all right, that really was a deep performance. But my only thing is, I thought it was a great performance. My only thing is when people put it up and say it was the greatest performance ever on Super Bowl.
But that belongs to Prince.
You can't.
That belongs to Michael Jackson.
Michael
Jackson.
No.
Prince,
she said it.
Period.
Somebody
Michael Jackson. Period. It ain't even close.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Prince performing Purple Rain and God saying, you know what? I'm going to make it rain while you're playing this song and no electrical issues. There is no
in high heels and nobody fell.
That's what he did all the time.
The time now is not for purple high heels.
No, it's not.
Now is for the divided flag built on the backs of blacks. The time now is for Uncle Sam warning Kendrick to play the game white America wants us to play and not be ghetto. So the messages were there.
It was.
And the time now was to hear them.
We got the messages that were in your face.
People need to go back and look at it again. I wasn't a Kendrick fan. I am now.
Okay. Wow. So question though. Let's just go around the table. 1 out of 10. What you giving the performance?
10 for the purpose it served. Yes, sir. Is it the best? If you can't, it's apples to
10. You can't say 10 and not say that isn't the best.
It's a 10 for the times we're in.
Ooh, look at you rhyming bars.
Look at you.
She got
Taking it.
bars.
Woo. Well, I gave it a 9 right after the performance. But now that I've heard all of this other stuff and everything, okay, I mean, I'm gonna go up a notch and give him a 9.5. I mean, you know,
Oh man, you solid, brother. So
yeah, you know, so he but I mean, but I was sold on the performance. Like I said, the artistry, the dancing, and I still want to know how all those people got out of that one little car.
Well, that was my first thought too.
But they also did him dirty at the beginning because you got all types of folks that were saying, I didn't understand what he was saying.
Well,
Something was going on with his mic at the beginning because nobody did. They got it working, but nobody understood what he was saying. But keep going around the tape. So what you thinking, good brother? What you giving?
While I was watching it, I was working on articles like I need to be doing right now. So it was just kind of like a blah 5 for me. But when folk were telling me all the messages, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give that a 9.5 or 10 because someone to have the courage to call to preach truth to power right in front of their face, man, we got to be on his side.
all right, Laura.
I got one question though. But did
Go
the
ahead.
power people, did they get the message? I mean, the people that
I don't think so.
There we go. And that's all.
But the message wasn't for them.
Tell them
Yes,
again,
wasn't for
Swad.
them.
The message
The
wasn't for
message
them.
wasn't
And
for
the
them.
Hold on now. You just said the message wasn't for them.
Right.
Very few of us on this call got the message until we started talking.
But we getting it now. That's the whole point.
But we getting it. And again, the NFL at the end, I know you saying Jay-Z, Clyde, but the NFL, when they chose what to tweet out to promote that show, they chose specific parts because they knew that's what we're talking about. They tweeted out Serena. They tweeted out him smiling to the camera, talking about, "Hey Drake," and they tweeted out where they talked about suing.
So you think he would have been? He was a better choice than Wayne?
Oh, absolutely.
Wayne.
This is where the generational divide happens.
There is no
think he would've been better
racism,
than
Lil
Wayne?
Wayne.
Let's be real. This is one of the main things that kind of threw me off about Kendrick. Kendrick brought out one person. One person. He brought out
1.5. 1.5.
Ooh, and she
1.5 because he brought out SZA and he brought out Mustard and didn't give Mustard a mic. You
I don't
what
even know
mean?
who Mustard is, so
Just
I'm
let
fine.
Mustard hit him with this.
Hey
And
man,
Yes.
hey man, hey.
No.
SZA's so fine,
Let's
she
keep
counts
going,
for
though.
10 people. So
Man,
let's
that girl was something else. Oh my God.
yeah, she counts for 10, brother.
Okay, bring us back in.
But next year, I want to see New Edition out there with this. You know, I'm tired of this hip hop stuff. Let's get New Edition in there.
No. And that's the one thing I will tell you. His messaging is going to be, people are going to start understanding what he was saying. And once they really get it, I'm going to tell you like this. And this is how it always happens with us when we demonstrate our messaging at that type of a stage. We might not get that stage again from a hip hop standpoint.
No, they got Reba McEntire next year. Reba coming next year.
Absolutely. They're gonna have Reba, they're gonna have Garth Brooks, all
Billy
of them.
Ray Cyrus, all of them.
I want New Edition and the remaining living members of the Jackson 5. I mean, together on stage. That's what I want.
All right, Laura, what's your grade?
Go where the money is.
Laura, what you giving? 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
I mean, I'm giving it a solid 8.
Okay.
I'm giving it a solid 8.
That's honest. Appreciation.
I give it a solid 8.
Yes.
Like I said, he did what he needed to do with as far as the messaging, but like as you're talking about from the whole Super Bowl experience, like it didn't give the entertainment value that you would need for the Super Bowl because of the messaging. I mean, if you're gonna give something, something's gonna take away.
Yeah.
So
the funny thing is, Laura, you just said that, and we all watched it from home. Imagine if you would have bought a ticket and you were expecting to really turn up during halftime.
Yeah.
You don't buy a ticket to the Super Bowl for the halftime show, Clyde?
You said people don't buy tickets for the halftime show?
You know how much them tickets cost, man? You ain't there for, you better not be there for the halftime.
You know how many Beyonce fans bought tickets to that Super Bowl and weren't even fans of football?
But they didn't buy it for Kendrick Lamar. They didn't spend $20,000 on a ticket because they thought Kendrick Lamar was going to entertain them.
Wait, so we can give him his flowers when we're talking about his performance, but we can't say that somebody would buy a ticket specifically for him over the actual sports?
You like him? Would you spend $10,000 to hear him?
You see, That's what I'm saying. You're not a fan. There are people that would. Now, I'm not. I'm a fan, and I'm still not going to pay that type of money just because I am frugal.
I got
My nephew
$100.
paid
I got
$500 to
$100
see him,
limit
and I
on
can't
a
see it.
concert ticket.
All right. We need to rein in this conversation. Obviously, we will not agree, but Clyde, what's your score? 10.
You
All right,
you
good.
already said he gave it a
No.
6.
The highest I can give him, and I'm gonna go up. The highest I can give him is a 7.
Oh.
The highest I can give him is a 7.
On that note,
no. Let me just say this. This is the reason that I say this is because as Black folks, one of the things I think we have to work on is, all right, we always support each other. We get behind each other, right, wrong, and indifferent sometimes. But we also have to be honest critics when it comes to, hey, brother, this was good, but it was missing a couple things. And if you don't want to say that to him, don't just be that, oh, I'm a fan, I'm with the Black. If you really with the Black, you're gonna help this brother, let him know, hey, there were some holes in your performance, G. But that was the message he was trying to get across. I was looking for entertainment. He was looking to he was doing what Kendrick Lamar does, which
right.
I am a fan of. But I when they said that he was going to be the one that was doing it, I knew that this is what we were going to get, and we got it, just like Laura said.
All right, we got a great discussion. I'm starting to see Clyde. They not like us because that was a 10, and we gonna wrap it up there.
Wop, 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 wop.
All right. Thank you so much for joining the Defender Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed this discussion that could go on and on and on. But don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and support Defender journalism with a donation or sign up for the Defender newsletter on our website. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to watch it again.
That was a good one, guys. Clyde.